finished my... Okay, where was I? Level up stuff. Alright. Yeah, okay. So the section for up variables is pretty much done for now. This is stuff I know for sure I'll be using. The absorb rates on enchant types, or absorb rate on offerings, cap type, level cap is, 2 variables needed for XP, and then 2 flags. I feel like I should give them a different heading character. But I can't use F for flag because we already have F for float. I could do FL, but keep it short or something. That would be nice. Well, B for Boolean, honestly. Oh, yeah, right. Right. How they're used and use identifiable. Not easier to spot flags. Well, there are some flags that are multi-stage, though. A cap type. That'll be a multi-stage flag. Up in the meantime, let's get this old groove going. Alright, time to look at if there's this code for reference again. Keybinds, right. Is there a section for that already? No, I don't. Alright. Let's copy that. Yeah, that's how I make sure it's the same length every time. I just copy paste. I think I should add an underscore to all of these. I know it's shorter to type without the underscore. That makes it all the clearer that there's a distinct difference between the F and the rest of the variable name. It's a thing. Also take out the underscore there. Of card. Key binding objective codes. No key binds. There we go. So for what exactly I'll need? I mean, yeah, there's a lot here. But I think I'll wait till I get to actually pseudocoding it to lay out what binds I actually need. Oh, then there's mimicry. Oh, then there's mimicry. That I can readily define. I'll move this over to the left so I can actually keep looking at it while typing out. Yeah, they're all string pairs. Alright, so string pair. I wonder, is it capitalized because I just hit a tab complete and it capitalized it, or did I actually consciously make that choice to capitalize the V? Don't think I normally would. No, I didn't in the actual other code. I might have just been autocomplete early. Then we have string. That's how all the string layers will start. String underscore var space str underscore, and then we have the variable name. So, oh, I'm gonna need these for, oh boy. Oh boy. Okay, I think I want to open up the, let's launch that. While I'm waiting for that to load, and your eyes are seared by the white. Add onto the work log. sure what to call the little leading character other than a leading character, but that's a bit of a mouthful to type. Or handful, I suppose. I'll keep that as for now. And then we have, what, keybinds? Right, keybinds. Populated. What? And then we have great. Just spell this out for anyone else who's actually reading this construction set, open instruction set. See if jewelry has different paths. Okay, and then all of this on the other side. So I know I have the IDs for Aeronautic already. I could just look at these. Where's the biped model? Oh yeah, it's male, female. Looks like to be the exact same. Because it is technically clothes underneath all that. It's an Archmage's robe. Yeah, wait, that's the same section because the jewelry is clothes. The Amulet of Kings. Yeah, I'll check a few more though. Dark Heart, the hell? Oh, it's an amulet. Okay. Entering Fortify hand-to-hand ebony. A string of brawling. Yep. Minimize in case I need you later. Okay, that means I need down a lot. Means I will be needing what? Seven strings per item. Start the game. Let's match the ordering up top. R ring, left ring, amulets. Or do it alphabetically. Yeah, I'll stick with annual. I'll just shift it up. I'll shift it right now though. Getting little inconsistencies. That's what you have to keep your eye out for. Okay, so now it is alphabetical. Okay, so now we have amulets. Right. Email model. Then we have ground, icon, and finally we have string var string gimmick email name. Okay, so that becomes ground. So it has to have ground mesh. Icon. Does not need to have an icon. Or rather, I can default it to something else if there's no icon. Alright, so that's for the amulet. Then we have the left ring and the right ring. We copy paste that, and we put that there, and there we have it. Okay, so those are all paths that we have for resistance variables, latency variables, index validation variables too. Let's see those are later. Control H. Left ring. Okay. Let's see, there should be up the top. There was what? Yeah, quest delay. It has to be defined pretty much immediately. I mean, that variable exists whether you define it or not, but the value is who knows if you don't define it. If it's not defined, you can't even read it, so good luck if you forget that. Alright, so script lag, menu lag, F damage lag, 1 frame. And there were some flags related to it. Alt lag. That's one thing. Too. Well, I know these things as I get to them. Okay, now I need to look up alt lag. Okay. Okay. Oh, right. That's why I don't like this. So it's just, by default, it sets FQuest delay time to certain values during menu mode or game mode, which you can detect because you're in those blocks. But if you want to be a different type of latency for a specific sequence, then you trip the alt lag flag, so that way you use a different lag value. Yeah, like all I'm doing is checking, like, hey, is the time what it should be? If not, then set it to what it should be. And if it's not, and the alt lag flag is set, then ignore this, leave it as it is, and then just keep checking that. Okay, so I'm gonna need, I think I'll rename it from script lag to game lag, just because it's more descriptive, or rather easier to follow. I called it script lag because I used to have just one script lag value, but I'm like, well, I also need a menu lag value, and I had menu lag, but I already have script lag in all places, so I can really change it. Yeah, one of the values of doing it here and also doing it for a third time is I get to edit all this stuff beforehand before it's ballooned out to 10,000 lines, and it's just a complete pain in the ass to change a variable name. So you can use it in at least 50 different places. Find all of them, or else it breaks forever. I think I'll define the latency stuff at the bottom, below strings. That's not what I need to copy. This is... Alright. Float F, game lag. Float F, menu lag. Ah, right, damage lag though. That was for something else. That should be unique to Zephyros. Probably don't need that. F. Frame. No lag. Or actually, it's more of a Boolean. So that should be a short. I'm starting to think if I really need that flag. I could, because it's just 3 lag values, right? I just need to check it equals one of the 2. Yeah, leave it as it is. One frame or frame lag, I guess. One frame. Because even though it doesn't follow the pattern of having lag at the end, it's very descriptive. You know, this variable means for set the latency to the point where it's just one frame. One single frame. satisfaction. I'm gonna need a few message names, aren't I? Because if I'm eventually going to throw them all into this one ESP, there's going to be Dusfaragon's name, Zephyrus' name, and Agronoc's name. So message name is, I mean, I could refer to all three by one name, that's true. But they level up different. They can level up independently. After that, we got index validation, which I'm going to hold off till I actually write index validation. It's a whole section for flags. Have to handle that when I get to it, I suppose. Just miscellaneous variables and strings. I use active body. Am I using a string to store enchant values? The reason why I should have extensive documentation is because, yeah, I'm seeing... Okay, let me show this then. Not here. Prefix, postfix, remember what those are. And the main names. Message name will show up. Then we have these active strings. So one down. Go to our next used. Compare a level increase. Yeah, I'm probably using a string to store active enchantments, honestly. Probably. Wait a minute. Yeah, probably. It's starting to come back to me. Because I don't think I did this in Dusfaragon. Because if you just want to know which enchantment to level up, I just need an integer for that, you know, a short. That's fine. But when you gotta go backwards, when you gotta D-level, then you don't really have a history to pull on, because all you have is the current one being upgraded. By making it a string, I can just have a string of a very long length, and you just keep, depending on the current active enchantment ID, to the end. So when we D-level, I just read off the back of the string and remove each ID as I read them. And there we go. You have the enchantments. Yep, our decrease level. Yeah, I'd love it if I could just say AA Zephyr's active enchant body is equal to item 0, but as I said in this comment, the compiler throws a fit if you try to do that, so I have to use a pass-through variable. Those are globals, by the way. It has the AA Zephyrus in there. Okay. Oh, I should probably list out globals now. Just from reading this, what I can gather what I do. I first set item to a map that just contains the strings containing the enchantment history of all the items. Then I feed that air map into this undo enchant function, which requires it to know the slots and the default slots, because the shit can be merged. You can have a robe, you know? Then we have the amount of levels to go down, the enchant data, the array we just made that contains the enchant history, and more enchant data. It's probably enchant stats, but the enchants there is... Then of course we take all that info we get and we pass it back into the array item, overwriting the map because we don't need the map anymore. Cuts down on variable use. Then we have to, then item will be in a table. It has two columns. The first column is the current active effect that you should be leveling up now, and we store that in the globals. But we can't do that directly, so we have to make use of a pass-through. And then of course we null the pass-through at the end. Clear it as best we can. Then we have the strings themselves that we put into the item at the very start. We then feed in the second column of the table, which should contain the current enchant history now that it's been undone to a point. Now that we hit Control-Z a bunch of times on your enchantments, let's save that. Then debug print for every guy, which will tell me two things: A, the current active enchantment ID, and B, what the history string is. And we know the array, so we should clear stuff and we're done with it. However, if we're going back to a point where, like, A, we're just getting rid of everything, then I can just, that's a lot easier. Because I can just zero out all the stuff and we're done. Okay, the init I'm having some hesitation on because on the one hand it's pretty simple with what I currently have. I just need to, you know, initialize the variable values and we're fine. But on the other hand, I know that the init can also get very complex by the end, as I'm seeing just looking back over Zephyrus's code. And initialization is very long and rather complex. Although part of this won't really matter. Yeah, it's definitely 100 or 2 lines just to initialize everything. That's for 6 items, so let's go through this step by step then. First we got the refs, so we store the actual hard references inside variables, so we're using actual variables for everything. It's the first thing to initialize the references, otherwise we can't do anything. Which means I do need to set up globals. Ugh. How do I handle that now? And note, I have to make these variables one by one. Can't do them like in bulk. In the CS, so this is the easiest it's going to get. Alright. Alright, you just have to be here, so... Hey. Oh, I can define what they are too. When you make a global, you can define whether it's a short or long or a float. Yep, globals. Short, long, or float. Well, they're alphabetical here in Zephyrus's list, so I'll keep it alphabetical too. Oh, I should keep it scalar, right? Scalar. Debug. The form variables, that's for sure. Gotta get the IDs for that. Alright, so when I did the form table in Zephyrus, I kind of realized that, oh yeah, all these names are unique, so if I store the name and the ID and the index, then when you load up, I can check the name matches at the current index, and if it doesn't, then we look for the name, and change the index so that way you keep it going. Now, it's just by coincidence that I didn't have any repeat names. I still shouldn't, honestly, because then it's going to get confusing for the user. But I should probably use an actual ID number instead of a string for validation purposes. So where are my validation stuffs? Right. I need to store the ID for the current forms that you have equipped, as well as for all of your custom outfit slots. That's why there's so many. Well, I can make them short or I can make them long. By the way, though, I do have to go to the bathroom now. I'll be RV again. I am back. Let's get a different album playing. There we are. Thank you. Okay, so I will need validation globals at this point because they do have to be saved. I wonder, do I call them val for like validation or ID? Probably ID, because val could also mean value. Also, I should rename these two. I should say the AA scalar, then the item part, then what the variable is. So I will also include that in the work log. Item part or part? Yeah, I guess item. Their name. That should do. Or part. Yeah, I'll stick with item for the explanation. Which means... Oh, that actually does make some copy pasting a lot easier, because I can just do all of the annual stuff, and then I can, you know, copy and paste that block, and then just do Control H to replace them one by one with left ring and then right ring, and we're good. That makes things easier. For now, at least. So then there's annual form. Should I call it form? I've been calling it form for a while now, because, you know, it's the form or the item, but more technically it's a mesh. Mesh, form. Yeah, not sure. Oops, whatever. That will not be needing its own thing, so let's get rid of level, because I do not. I did tamper with the idea of making each item have its own level. However, I kind of scrapped that. Just because of the gameplay implications of it, because then it's like, oh, if you... Because you know how with the skills are, right? Where it's just, if you don't level up restoration from the start, then it's really hard to level up restoration. And you'd have the same deal with the armor parts where if you didn't level, or if you just decide I'm not going to wear the gauntlets because for RP reasons, then you decide you gotta use gauntlets now. They're still crappy gauntlets now at this point, and you have to level them up with crappy gauntlets, and it's not going to be a nice time. Decided to instead just keep everything in lockstep, so now it's more so based on how much. Based on what? So now it's just, well then is there a point to wearing multiple stuff? Well yeah, each one has its own enchantments. And then there's the global resistances that are shared between all of them, so you get more resistance for wearing more of the armor set, and also you get more XP the more of the armor set you wear. Although, to be precise, I coded it so that you actually get less XP the less armor you're wearing. If the XP is a 1-to-1 of how much damage you took. And then I just divide that by 6 and then multiply it by the number of parts you're wearing, which can be up to 6. So that's how that works. But people are a lot more receptive to things when you say when you tell them you get more XP the more armor you wear, as opposed to you get less XP the less armor you wear. Alright, there's level, then there is the dynamic resistance stuff. Resistance experience. Alright, then there's the slots. Okay, so annual slot. Oh, wait for the type. Okay. It's kind of 8 though. It doesn't really have a weight. Oh, and there's the freaking custom. There's the custom stuff and the enchantment stuff. Fuck. It's gonna be a lot. But those are unrelated, so if you're used. Or rather. You know, at this point, let's just lump them all together in other. Okay, so we have active enchantment form slot. And we have the custom. Okay. Okay. 8 slots. 8 slots. Really, 8 slots or something? Goes from 01 to 08, so it should be 8 slots. But why is it 8 slots? I know I need 1 for cancel, but that leaves you with 9, right? I'll look at my mod page, because rather than boot up the game and actually check it earlier through the code, I can just look at the GIF I made of it. That's faster. Oh, cancel them back. Right. Right, there's a back button. That's why there's 8. The other question is if I should do 01 custom or custom 01. And custom one. Two, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Yeah, there's apparently a wedding going on nearby. Honestly, I'm surprised more of it has not been picked up by the mic up till now. Getting pretty loud, and that's gone to the evening. Honestly, like 20 minutes before this started, they were blasting music, and I was worried that would go on for like an hour or something. Because I'm not gonna subject you to beats to somebody else's mixtape. That's not a humane action. Damn, man. They really got that makeup on loud. Music started. Hopefully you can't hear much of it. Wait, are they singing country over there? This is a horrible realization if so. Okay, now I have to do enchantment levels. And this is where the global count just really bloats. I don't think they can hear. I think you need at least like a solid 30 seconds of playback, of like clear playback, for the YouTube's detection system to really pick up on it. I mean, technically it can't pick it up on less, but gets really iffy when it's less than 30 seconds. Plus, not even I can really tell what song it is, so yeah. That's not to mention how absolutely abusable the copyright system is, so I don't really care about it. It's only ever really a concern if there's a strike, but they don't really do copyright strikes much anymore. It's mostly claims, since I'm not making ad revenue. Okay. Because yeah, I can see, I definitely saw a mic pick up on the sound. Bars I've got. I mean, I could turn on the monitor, the sound monitor, but that's just weird. Okay, so OBS has a sound monitor function where if you turn it on, basically it plays back to you in your own speakers what it's picking up. So I can hear myself talk, hear up the mic thing, but hearing your own echo is an incredibly weird, off-putting experience. Especially because I can't really hear people over my own voice when I'm talking. So when I detect, oh, somebody else is talking, I quiet down. But with the monitor on, I'm hearing myself talk, so I'm constantly pausing, just habitually, because of my own echo. But yeah, that's the reason why I don't really use the monitor, but I can if I do ever want to hear what else you are hearing. Okay, I think I'll put in next dynamic slots. Alright, so that's annual. And some people are just able to actually hear others over their own voice. It's so... I don't get it. I really have to wonder how long it's going to go, though. They've been holding that wedding all day. I mean, I didn't hear it at all until like a half hour before stream started. So they haven't been loud all day, but I have to wonder when they'll stop now. Now I call this like mimic body slot, mimic foot slot, mimic hand slot, and that does make sense, but since I'm going to be calling it body mimic slot now, the slot may be a bit redundant. No, wait, it won't be. Yeah. Alright, so, yeah. Because it's not... Right. It's the item slot. Okay. Okay, that makes sense. This is the global that tells me whether this is a right ring or a left ring or an amulet or a tail or a face mask or whatever the heck else it is. Okay, so now I have to do... Oh, right, there's equip. Which tells me how much this stuff is equipped. So... Okay, scalar equip. I'm gonna have to get some extra ones, though, for that. Because... Because the thing is, because I'm combining them, I do have the code now to have the weapon, the armor, and the jewelry all level up separately. Which means they also all need different equip variables in order for their own stuff. And, I'm not sure what to call them right now. There's the enchant slots, or rather enchant levels. Yeah, that's it. Okay. Okay, time for the long-ass one. Samuel, enchant. Okay, how many enchantments are there? Yeah, this does depend on if I have a controller that actually works with it. I mean, I would like to play Control, though, I will admit, because there have been many, many video essays I've seen on Control. And I think some of the bigger surprises, at least in the side content, one of the bigger surprises I've definitely seen in the video essays, but otherwise, I haven't actually seen a whole lot of the game itself, unless it is very short. It's mostly about how well the game makes use of hostile architecture and non-Euclidean physics, I suppose. Something only games can really do well. Alright. Oh, right, that's why I scrolled down to check how many freaking enchantments there are. Okay. Let's see. 1, 2, 3, 4... Wait a minute. Are these gonna be all of them? Yeah, probably. Because what I just remembered is that there are some that are allowed on jewelry, but not on the armor, and I designed the armor with that in mind. Yeah, yeah. I will say a common complaint that I've heard about Control is that it doesn't have much replay value. Like, it does let you keep playing after the credits, but there's not much to do that's not, well, repetitive or minor. Otherwise, yeah, all of them had a very positive look on the game. It does what it does quite well. Okay, so I think this is everything, which means... Alright, actually keep track of this, so I'll see. Here's the tough one. Up to 5, and I have to add on... Yeah, how many attributes are there? 8? Yeah, I think there's 8. So 5 plus 8 would be 13. I got 14, 15, 16. Okay, 16 plus 21. 37. 38, 39, 40. 44, 45, 46, 47, 48, 49, 50, 51, and 52. Okay, there are 52 enchantments. Ugh. Frick. Okay, so if I do that, and then that should go down to 51 then. Oh, yeah, that is unfortunate. Yeah, one thing I kind of lamented, though, when I controller came up, I'm like, my graphics card probably can't handle that. You know it probably can. I'm not saying that because my card's been upgraded. I'm saying that because they probably optimized control by now, so that it won't melt my card. Anywho, I have to make a lot of enchants now. 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. I've not heard pop music in a long time, and I'm kind of being reminded why I don't listen to it in the first place. Yeah, that's 32. Now, you see, I bought my PC case specifically for the soundproofing it had installed. So, oh, I can hear the fans, man, but, like, they have to be loud for me to faintly hear them. Like, running at max speed. So, yeah, I don't really have sound complaints with my computer. And, there's all the enchantment levels, because I have to track the levels of each enchantment between sessions, so that way we have the right stats. Actually, do I really need these? I have to go look at the D levels. Go look at the D level block. Because it would be more computationally intensive, but I could just look at the history string to get the level for each enchantment on game load. However, if I have these globals, that's easier to work with because I can just throw that number into a function that then spits back what the enchantment value should be. Instead of having to go through a more complex issue, it'll cut down a lot on the globals. As you can see, we'll have to need like 153. 153? No, 156. 156 globals just to track enchantment levels. I sigh, in part because you shouldn't use globals if you can avoid it, which I can't right now. And also, this is how you make globals? New. Yeah. You make one new global at a time. You have to make one new global at a time, and I need to make hundreds of them. That is why I sigh today. Yeah. Again, the one thing about soundproofing that I never really understood why the hell I didn't think it through properly was with my keyboard. I remember looking up like silent keyboard and getting nothing, and then giving up and just getting a cheap keyboard for $20, which has served me well all these years. I'm impressed it's lasted this long at only $20. But then I remember looking through like years later, it's like, oh yeah, just try quiet keyboard, and you get like a whole bunch of options. Like, why didn't I search this back then? Because I can't buy a new keyboard right now. I can't buy a new anything right now. Why did I not think to use the synonym for silent? And also, why didn't it show up for silent? Why didn't they know it was... whatever. The past is the past. Wait, I should look up undo enchant, because that probably handles the globals, honestly. Because the globals here for the enchantment levels were all in the related field in Zephyros, so they aren't used directly by me. Down to the yields. Undo enchant. Use scripts. One enchant level, remove all effects, get enchant level, set enchant. Set, get mark enchant. So this is what we pass into when we want to de-level the enchantments. It's not very long, and that's because it does a lot, or rather it calls a lot of other functions. Mod enchant level. Main thing it does, though, I'd say, is managing the string there. Just, yeah, extract the first 2 digits from the string. And then we modify it, and then we erase those 2 characters we extracted, and we do that until we are done with the de-leveling process. That way I just control Z through your history when you de-level, instead of having to just guess what you did. It's probably going to have to look at mod enchant level then for the global use. Trust me, there's some mod... Oh yeah. Yeah, this uses all the globals. Look at all them globals. It's just a lot of globals. Alright, then we just have a few modes. Level being the return value, so we just have mode -1 means, oh hey, I'm gonna reset everything to 0, so just do that. And then we have, alright, doing the body enchant, so then we have to, because I don't think I can store the globals directly in an array. So if I could, that would definitely make this code simplified, because I can just directly access the array at the index value, but because I don't think I can, or I can't, or at least I don't think I can, I have to do a giant-ass else if branch for every single global. Alright, that's how I did this. Just wondering what the logic was behind it. Because always when you flip things into negatives, it gets a bit harder for me to think about the comparison equations. And I remember why I do that now. It's so there is no parameter that you pass into this function to tell you whether you're adding or subtracting. You just pass in a negative value if you want to subtract, because it's going to add it. So because of that, we can't go under 0. That will cause some complications. I'm sure we could do that and we set values, but then things would get very weird very fast. So instead I check, oh hey, is it a negative value? In which case we flip it, so we get a positive value, and then is that greater than our current value? And if so, then we just set it to 0 and we're done, otherwise I add. So that way we end up subtracting, which if you have a positive value it becomes negative, and since you can't go lower than 0, it'll always be less than the current value, so it should always pass through. And then just to be extra special careful, or not actually. Yeah, and then we let level change the thing that we got passed in now equal the new value it helped create, and that's what we return. So it's a very long function because it's very repetitive. Very, very repetitive. Very long. But that basically is what it does. It just finds the one global it has to change, changes it, and then gives you the new value. Did we finish the album already? What the crap we did. Man. No, that's far fewer songs than I thought. Yggdrasil is actually a really good album, but because it's like in Japanese and I don't quite have Japanese text, the rips I have like split the songs into a couple of albums. Or not, I don't know. Okay, let me just share this. So it's just groove music. Yeah, it's very crumpled up so that way I don't have to just take up much of the screen space. I know that makes it hard to hear, but like, just get rid of that. So Yggdrasil, it's like split into 2, and this one just contains 1 song. The thing is, that song is also in the other one, so, and all these are question marks. Anywho, here's Yggdrasil. Okay, so I have covered 52. You know, I might change this from an 00 to an 01 and start at 1 instead of 0. Might. Because in computers, yes, we do start counting at 0, not at 1, but as you can see, I have custom 01. You know, be easier from a person perspective to count it from 1 instead of 0. Right now it's easy to change, so I just have to delete this one and then add a 52 at the end and we're good. Because that's exactly why I'm pseudocoding, because I don't have to actually change a whole lot to change a whole lot. They really are biasing it over there. Somehow I have a feeling they'll go till midnight. Again, do I really want to? I really want to change the counting? I should keep it consistent, shouldn't I? Yeah, I really can't decide that much, so I think for now I'll just do the delete and see where that takes me. About the custom slots. Part of the reason for making the custom slots start at 1 is because on the UI facing end it's just going to say set 1, not set 0, 0, so then it lines up. You don't have to do any kind of -1 translations in your head when you're looking at it. Alright. I'll keep it 0, 0 then. Alright, so what I need to do now is take all these emulate globals, copy them twice, go up to the start of the second one, whatever that is, right here, Control H, paste that with L ring, and go all the way down until we get to enchant 51. Replace it with R ring and do the same thing. This is so incredibly easier than what I have to do in the construction set. Holy fuck. Okay, that's the globals that I probably will need. Probably. Maybe more. Let's check for more. Yeah, there's resistance variables. I already did make spots. There's the equip flag. So then I just need to go down to the bottom, and here we have debug, which is going to be universal, so I'll leave that be. Then there's level and equip. These two are set specific, so when I add into Stragon Sephiros, I'm going to have some renaming going on. that for now. Build out globals, put them all in other, and move to be used as they're used. That's the thing I should be doing. That way I have all the labels I want in one list to see and don't have to split it between the two. So debug level equip. Just like to comment one nice thing all about this is that I have the music playing app that came with Windows go through the alternate speakers I have in this. So I have it playing through the aux speakers, which means I can set it to a different volume from the other stuff. And not only that you can set a different volume on this, I can also set it to the second sound output on Discord. They're on Discord, on OBS. So it's separate from the mic and the main game audio, so I can make that as loud or quiet as I want for you guys, and have a completely different volume for me, so I can listen to it as loud as I like, or quiet as I like, and set it to something else entirely for you. This is something nice I want to mention. Nice having stuff like that. Okay, so how am I going to name this? Because I could go Zephyros, Dusfargo, and Agronach, but they have like different names. Whatever, makes them easier. There, so the universal debug is at the end. Level around one. Wait a minute, I can do 3 characters. Because I can do that, and then a scalar boost level. Use equip, and then a scalar Zeph level, and a scalar Zeph equip. And there we go. Now we have the ones unique for each setup, and oh my god, if I have to do the fucking enchant levels for all of them now. No. No thank you. No thank you. But yeah, 3 characters. Normally I shorten it to 4 characters, but for there I think 3 is fine. They're pretty unique already. Just 3. So Agri, Deuce, and Zeph, as opposed to Agpare, Deuce, and Zephy. But again, it's that whole like consistency thing versus ease. So I've been doing 4 character shortenings for nearly everything except for Life Ring and Right Ring. Because the thing is, I wanted to do it 4 characters and do L, R, and G. But then every time my hands just tap out Ring. So I'm sticking with L Ring instead of L, R, and G. Except for here, apparently. I probably forced myself. I'll check and get mentioned, honestly. Yeah, they are RNG. They are RNG. Okay, so I think I'll... Yeah, again, the whole reason I included the I is because I kept typing out the I. So I had to really, really, really force myself and be conscious of it to not type out the I. Which is why I just gave up and let the I be there. But now I'm like, it's inconsistent with what's in the engine. Ugh. Seriously, as long as there's consistency in the naming sense, then when you get to a new bunch of variables, you can already take a pretty good guess at what they do, because there's consistency in the naming conventions. When it's inconsistent, you have no fucking idea what anything does until you actually read through the entire code line by line. And that takes a lot of time. That's why I'm making a big fuss out over consistency. Like, really, should I? Okay, I think what I'll do is get ring. It already does a soft highlight for wherever else it appears. I'll just do a quick scan. Make sure I'm not screwing up anything that happens to... Yeah, like string. String has ring in the name. Okay, so if I do R ring then... Yeah, so just get R ring. Alright. I'm going to do Control H and replace that with RNG. Replace all. And then I will do L with L ring. And replace all. And there we go. Now it's all 4 characters, which means I'm going to have to change Agray to Agray. First 4 characters, mate. 4 character shortens. I think that's really it for globals. There. There's your explanation for why that change happened. Okay, next thing would be... Yeah, there's plenty more variables I'm going to end up declaring, but I'll declare them as I need them for now. For now, let's check what's already here. So debug's already made. Made use out of. That's about it, though. Yeah. Oh, it's just such a once flag thing now. I have to change that. Okay, so I go back up here, and I click that, and put that in use. There we go. I think I have Discord audio also filtered into desktop audio too on OBS. Same thing I'm playing the music through. I don't know, like, when there's a Windows update or a graphics driver update, some settings get reset. So I think it's still going through desktop audio too, but it may not anymore. I haven't really gotten to try it out though, because I don't really talk to people through Discord on stream much. Not sure I'd quite recommend it either, because I did... Back when I played APOC, there was a streamer that I played with, and I had his stream on while I was talking to him in Discord and playing the game. And yeah, there's like a good 10, 20, 30 second delay between what you say and then it popping up on stream. Yeah, it's a similar echo problem to the OBS monitor I mentioned before. It's a weird experience. So I think I ended up muting stream or something. So yeah, if you decide to have a chat with me on Discord during stream, which I am open to by the way, just be prepared for the weird echo and to decide what you're gonna do with that, because I don't know, man. It's a weird thing you're gonna have to deal with. I know I won't have to deal with it because I'm not hearing my own stream, at least not directly, so I don't get the echo. I guess it's not that much of an issue if you're, like, say, doing a multiplayer with me, because then you mute the streams, that way you can actually hear what's going on in your game, then you won't have the echo problem. But if you're just watching me and chatting, then yeah, there's a decision to be made. I think I should label these LL 1 or 2 3 4 fortify attribute 05 to how many was it? So there are 8, so 4 plus 8 should be 12. Yeah. Yeah, I'll stop at 12, in which case I'm not sure I need the hyphen then. Oh, maybe I should make it a colon. Yeah, and a colon. Oh! I think I should separate with more than just a space, though. That'll do. For fatigue, which would go to 13. $14, $15. Alright, this one is 16 to house 15 plus 21. 36. Wait, really? That should be 36. Yeah, 36. Alright, and I'm not sure it's 37. 8. 9. It also helps you identify them at a glance, because, you know, you might mistake critical multiplier as a separate enchantment effect, even though it's really a part of the Night Eye or Critical Eye setup. Three, 4, 5, 46. And 47. 48. Wait, 48. Did I miscount somewhere? Crap, I may have miscounted. No, again, main reason I'm doing pseudocode instead of actually coding. I miscount this stuff. Yeah, I might have actually counted some of those effects, like critical multiplier. Yeah. I'd already did my math wrong at some point. Yeah, 5, 7, up to 12, 13, 14, 15. And go up to 36, 37, 38, 39, 40, 41, 42. Yeah, it's up to 48. Huh. Alright, I got 3 extra somehow. Easy enough to rectify at this point. %.0 tell effect is which level. Okay, there's like 10 minutes left. I could stop now so you don't have to suffer through this god awful music anymore. Or I can use 10 minutes to try and start the init block. It really has just been variable work so far. Okay, so start by initializing variables and arrays. So this would be what even was it called? Let R self, or annual self. Actually, it should be that. Yeah, it should be. Alright. Time to rename things. Yep. Then we have, of course, the amulet stuff there. We have enchantment things. We had string mimic amulet mail model. I should move the item up front. I really should. Wait a minute. Okay. There's that. Yeah, it's just a question of should I have Mimic in front? I probably shouldn't, though. Use reward. Yeah. Match global name. This would be schema. Schema. I believe is the right term. So then we have to do that, and then replace that with, yeah, L-ring mimic. And we're going to replace that with that. Replace all. And then replace annual mimic. The construction set doesn't have this. I'd have to change these one by one by hand, and that's, yeah, this. Man, doing this actually really does save work. Even if I don't have any kind of actual code proofreading, I'm gonna have to throw this into the actual construction set to tell if it will run or not. But the actual code editing is pretty smooth here. Text editing, yeah. I have to reorder these, so I don't need that anymore. These to be alphabetical, more or less. Alright, that should be it. Well, here's the thing, the pre-stream song is a cover of another song, and this is also a cover of the same song. So I changed the variable names, so that's better. Ring. I see, I typed out ring with the I again. Equal. Okay, what's the actual engine object? Yeah, AA scalar animal. Okay. And then let's R right ring self equal A scalar R ring. There we go. So there's the references. Now we need enchantment references. A scalar. Yeah, it's just an enchant onto the ends, and that one is also enchant set of self. Okay. If our annual enchant equal a scalar annual enchant. Annual enchant. Ellering. Ellering for Elden Ring. I gotta say though, since we both watched it, I really wasn't expecting there to be a collab with George R.R. Martin for the game. I mean, I was not expecting it. I'm not sure how it'll influence it, but knowing how much... I still haven't watched or read Game of Thrones, just, you know, hear the little bits and pieces, but knowing how much Martin likes to kill off characters, or more precisely, how much he likes to just give them very realistic survival chances in their different situations, and Miyazaki's tendency to make the main characters undying. Yeah, I think they'll work well together, because then you can really give the mortality to them all. Okay, and then after that would be to, of course, call default any. Which is really just that. Okay, so we have init everything, that is everything. Then we do run batch script. Data, oh, the slashes are backwards. Agronoc.ini. Actually, there is a question though if I should have one ini file for everything, or one ini file for the weapon, and an ini file for the armor, and an ini file for the other stuff. It'll probably be a universal thing, honestly. For I can rename that later down the line. New, we have, of course, then set debug mode. Scalar debug. Okay, so that basically sets all the values and stores the hard IDs inside variables so we can soft reference them. Yeah, looking, and I can also tell they reused a lot of animations from past games. They really do tend to do that. The only one that started completely from scratch was 2, and I think that's because basically they made Dark Souls and then they immediately moved on to Bloodborne. Because Dark Souls was so popular, they then decided let's make a sequel, but they had a different team to it. And for some reason, they didn't share any resources with the second team, so they didn't have the assets. So they had to make new animations and new models and everything, which is why the game looks so different, partially. The other part is it went through like 3 different game leads, because the first 2 are apparently incompetent, and the third one actually got all that shit together. And it really shows in the DLC where it was only him in charge instead of having to duct tape his shit back together. Yeah, especially in like 3 though, you can see a lot of animations got reused from the first game. And looking at the trailer, I can tell they reuse animations again. It bothers me from a balance perspective, because the animations are a part of the... Because when you have the pixel-perfect hitboxes for weapons, the animation matters. The animation determines where your weapon's striking, and it matters for balance, but I should probably really try not to expect balance out of FromSoft. They're not terribly good at it. That's one of the things I praise 2 for, is the fact that they actually gave different weapons that were the same type, like 2 katanas, different movesets, balance their different stats and reaches, and like that's fantastic. That's how you should use animations, and they just don't do that in 3. It's really pissed me off. Like, more than you think it would. It really peeved me. Well, on the upside, there's horse riding now. That's going to lead to some new and novel things. I mean, that's just the same. It's just the same work. Oh, debug's already used. Yeah, debug's already used. Oh, Swine 232. What else would I have to do for it though? Backstab can't. Okay, so there's all the arrays I then have to make. There's a mimic data verification. There's the string putting together, you know, for names. And the latency values, I should do that. Do that. Yeah, FGame lag 0.5. Because I don't want to run this too often, otherwise it could slow down your game. I mean, running it less often does mean it's less responsive, because I don't really have listeners to tell, like, oh yeah, when did you press this key, or when did this thing happen? I can't really make interrupts for that. Just have to do some busy waiting. I just held down 0 for a lot, honestly. In fact, I think the copy and paste instead of pulling down a bunch of zeros. There, there's that many. Okay. Yeah, honestly, the studio does kind of get better over time. I was definitely enamored with 3 when it first came out. It's just that I like the PvX element because the PvE, you eventually learn how everything works and it gets easy, so then it comes down to PvP to spice things up. But when the PvP just goes that atrociously imbalanced, though, it really bothers me. But if I don't play it that far beyond the PvE side of it and just occasionally get the PvP in there, then yeah, I don't think I'd get terribly sick of Elden Ring. There's still Sekiro though, which I couldn't buy and I still can't buy, but yeah, that's there. Yeah, there's really a lot more to do in the initialization block, but not a whole lot I can do immediately, I think. I have to develop I have to figure out what arrays I actually need. That will be it for tonight. Pause that right before the next song starts. Again, I never really got to play Bloodborne because it's a PS4 exclusive. But I did want to. I did get to play Demon Souls though. So I had a PS3. I still have a PS3, it's not hooked up though. I don't think I'd be too bothered by it, honestly. Take a little bit of adjustment, but I wouldn't be that entrenched in my ways with the Dark Souls combat. Yes, the thing to be aware of with the gaming mentality is that there's a certain way the developer wants you to play the game, and you should be receptive to that instead of trying to force your way of play onto the game. Even if it says play how you want, it's still within boundaries. Because I know with The Elder Scrolls Online, I've really tried to force my way of play onto that game for many years, and I was very frustrated on that because the game just doesn't really want you to play it that way. Which was to make a very durable character that still has decent damage output. The game just does not want you to do that at all. Either you're a glass cannon, or you're a brick wall with a pool noodle for a weapon. There isn't really an in-between. Yeah, I mean, we can pick this up in Discord if you want, but just so you stop having to hear the echo of that freaking wedding music. Have a good night. And just try to play how you want within how they'll let you play, as opposed to forcing yourself onto the game. We'll have more fun that way.